No such a force that his relationship ends so conclusively. A literal separation may not be necessary. He may be willing to allow his relationship to continue, providing both he and his partner are unhappy. This is a compromise he can live with, as good as being alone and abandoned almost. Suppose, to give another example, that a woman decides a man cannot possibly, for her, other women, her self-concept cannot be accommodate such a possibility. At the same time, being human, she longs for love. When she finds it, what does she typically proceed to do? She may continually compare herself unfavorably to other women. She may go out of her way to make assert pretensions of superiority, denying and disowning her feelings of insecurity. She may keep pointing out attractive women to see how he will respond. She may torment him with her torment her with her doubts and suspicions. She may encourage. I really like fire it up, dude. And started. And started. How cute, dude. Of course, the sufferer is Achilles. She is desolate. Her situation is gratifying the onward and the stars. The very state of she always knew would come about. Now let's observe, as an aside, that the desire to be in control of her lives is entirely, that's easy to do, the inseparable slut. It's hardly irrational, dude. I'll do at least two when we irrational behavior. When we are unconsciously I did three, dude. I think I did four in self-sabotaging beliefs. Being in control means that understands the facts of reality that bear on accuracy, the consequences of our action. Tragedy occurs out a misguided notion of control. We attempt to adjust reality to our beliefs rather than to adjust our beliefs to reality. First requirement of happiness is in romantic love is the vision of ourself that contains the rightness of being loved, the naturalness of being loved, the appropriateness of being loved. People know how to make themselves happy in love relationships or people who are open to accepting love. In order to accept love, they must love themselves. People who love themselves do not find it incomprehensible that others should love them. They are able to allow others to love them. Their love has ease and grace. As we proceed, we shall see more and more clearly how essential and accomplished self-esteem is in this aspect of life. To enjoy our own being, to be happy in a profound sense with who we are, to experience a self as worthy of being valued and loved by others. This is the first requirement for the growth of romantic love. The appropriateness of being happy, contained in the experience of self-esteem, as I've already indicated, is the sense of our right to assert our own interests, needs, and wants. The experience of feeling worthy of happiness. Working with thousands of people in a variety of professionals, contexts, and settings, I've been struck again and again by the prevalence of people's fears and doubt in this area. They're feeling that they do not deserve happiness, that they are not entitled to the fulfillment of their wants. Often there is a feeling that if they are happy, either happiness will be taken away from them, or something terrible will happen to counterbalance it, some unspeakable punishment or tragedy. Happiness for some people is a potential source of anxiety. While they may long for it on one level of consciousness, they dread it on another. That's the one that doesn't work for me. A person may insist, of course, I'm entitled to happiness. Pretty much takes away your wishful thinking. On the conscious level, there may be a normal longing for it, and you have to face regression there. Evidence clear for a great many people, happiness, anxiety is a very real problem and a powerful barrier to romantic love. Happiness anxiety is not an uncommon consequence of the failure to achieve adequate separation and individuation. Poor self-esteem and inadequate separation in the individual go hand in hand. They are intimately linked. Without successful separation and individuation, I do not sufficiently discover my own internal resources. I do not discover my own strengths. I can barely easily persist in the belief that my survival depends on protecting my relationship with my mother and father at the expense of enjoying the rest of my life. Let us consider where this can lead. Suppose that a woman has witnessed the unhappy marriage of her parents. It is not uncommon for a child to internalize a subtle message from mother or father to the effect, "You are not to be any happier in your marriage than I was in mine." A woman with inadequate self-esteem, a woman who wants to be a good girl, who feels the need to retain mother's or father's love at all costs, often proceeds very obediently either to select a husband with whom happiness is clearly impossible, or to manufacture happiness in a relationship. Many women have reported the feeling, "I can't bear to let mother see that I was happy in my relationships with a man. She would be betrayed or feel humiliated. I might cause her to feel overwhelmed by her own sense of inadequacy and failure." And I couldn't do that with her, but beneath these statements are other clearly evident feelings. Mother might become angry at me. Mother might repudiate me. I might lose my mother's love. To be unhappy as a father or mother were is to belong. To be happy may seem to stand alone against mother or father, perhaps against the whole family, and that prospect may be terrifying. The problem may exist between a woman and her mother, or between a man and her father. And the problem is not confined to women. Men too can receive messages from either parents to the effect that they are not to be happy romantically. For many persons, to be happy romantically means no longer to be a good girl or a good boy. To be happy romantically may mean to separate one's family. This demands a level of independence that many women and men do not achieve. Here we observe the penetration of the themes of separation and individuation, self-esteem deficiency, and happiness anxiety. If we feel that a relationship always seems to be unhappy, always seems to be frustrating, is it relevant to inquire, am I allowed to be happy? Does my self-concept does my view of the universe permit it? Does my child programming permit it? Does my life scenario permit it? If the answer is in the negative, it is futile to try to solve romantic problems by learning communication skills, improved sexual techniques, or methods of fair fighting. This is what is wrong with so much marriage counseling. All such teachings rest on the assumption that the persons involved are willing to be happy, want to be happy, feel entitled to be happy. But what if they don't? The growth of love and romantic relationship requires an appreciation of the fact that happiness is our human birthright. But she says no. I just don't want to call her. If happiness feels natural and it feels normal, I can allow it. I can be open to it. Can flow with it. I do not feel the impulse to sabotage and self-destruct. I want to make a firm decision first. When there's an accepting attitude towards happiness, romantic love grows. When there's a fearful attitude towards happiness, romantic love tends to die. Autonomous individuals have grown beyond the need to prove to anyone they are a good boy or a good girl, just as they have outgrown the need for their spouse or romantic partner also be their mother or father. This does not nullify the fact that they may experience moments when they like their partner to function in that role. That can be quite normal, but it does not form the essence of the relationship. They're ready for romantic love because they have grown up, because they do not experience themselves as waifs waiting to be rescued or saved. They do not require anyone else's permission to be who they are, and their egos are not continually on the line. The last issue is important and needs elaboration. An autonomous individual is one who does not experience his or her self-esteem as continually in question or in jeopardy. His or her worth is not a matter of continuing doubt. The source of approval resides within the self, is not at the mercy of every encounter with another person. In the best of relationships, there are occasional frictions unavoidable hers, times when individuals miss one another in their responses. The tendency of non-autonomous, immature individuals is to translate such incidents into evidence of rejection, evidence of not really being loved. So small frictions or failures of communication are easily escalated into major conflicts. Autonomous individuals have a great capacity to roll with the punches, to see the normal frictions of every day in a realistic perspective. I'll get a few muses, dude. On Tuesdays, I'll get 21 pilots, dude. For each, dude. Or even if they are hurt occasionally, not to categorize such moments. Further, autonomous individuals respect to their partner's needs, to follow his or her destiny, to be alone sometimes, to be preoccupied, not to be thinking about the relationship sometimes, but rather thinking about vital matters that may not involve the partner in any direct sense. Camera kid.